Hi there, this is Kathy Crow here at the Crow Cottage, and you will hear a mower out in the back. I have the door open because it is so beautiful outside today. It's nice to see you here in Springfield, Missouri. It's actually sunny and warm. Warm for us. It's 70 something, but that feels so good compared to the cold that we had last week, or whatever time I did this last. It was hard to drag myself inside today to do this just because it is so nice out there. And anyway, but thank you so much for doing it with me anyhow. And when I saw the product I had chosen for today, I was like, oh no, there's coloring, but it's actually very, very small. In fact, I had one of my newsletter people send me a note that said, you should tell people how small these are. And I'm going to tell you thank you for sending that to me, but I didn't even think about it because actually when you see this on the box, you can tell how small they are. I mean, these images are always a little smaller than what comes in there, but only slightly. So when you see 5 images, then you know they're going to be pretty small. That actually appealed to me because I have so many stamps. I like to have things in the background, and this one has a variety of things. Look, there's this lighthouse. Oh man, my brain's not working today. A lighthouse. Okay, a lighthouse is so useful as a background thing for any sea picture or beach picture or even some scene type pictures, and I don't have one. Now I do. And again, they're vague, okay? There's nothing happening in them. So I can make these anything I want. So that's why this was appealing to me. But also when I thought about what kind of a special card I wanted to do to show you guys, it does lend itself really well to the little pop-ups in this accordion fold card that we're going to do. And then I purposely did not tell you where these keys and locks and things came from because frankly, when I was making up my newsletter, I wasn't 100% sure. And I wasn't sure if it was even going to be available. I didn't know if it was an online exclusive. I didn't know if it was a pre-order. I mean, we have so many things in Stampin' Up! Popping up all the time now, which is nice for those of us who like new things. It's not so nice for those of us who would like to just find things that we already know are there or were there and aren't sure whether we're just not finding it or whether it's not available anymore. So that's a problem. But other than that, it's nice to have new things. So, you get what you complain about, I guess. So we probably complained in the past that we didn't get enough new stuff, and well, here you go. Now you've got some new stuff. You just have to search for it a little bit. All right. The fold. This is a very, very fun fold. Now, I thought it's one I did like a week or 2 ago. And so I was thinking, I'm not doing this again. But no, it's actually slightly different and easier too. Like a lot easier because I think the one I did before it was like, well, you got to just have a template pretty much because you can follow me, but it's like an inch in here and an inch up there and a half an inch and a 3/4 inch. I mean, it was difficult, very difficult for me to even follow my own directions. It was difficult, but I used this paper that I took these little kids off of. That is in the last chance, I think, category. I think. How do I know? Unless I've just looked at it. I'm sorry, I'm getting old. And my brain cannot hold all of this information. And to tell you the truth, it doesn't need to. And I've given myself permission to not worry about it, not think about it. And that's actually means that I just don't even pay attention to it hardly. It's like, well, good, that's there. I can buy it. Or, oh, it's gone. I missed it. Oh, well, there'll be something else just as good. Now, I'm going to put the camera down. It's going to take me just a minute to try to figure out whether I am online or not, so you can peruse my instructions here whilst I do that. So it's very simple, basic instructions. You can see that. And so there you go. I will give that to you for a moment to do a screen save, click and go sort of deal. And the other thing is that those of you who just like to skip all the chitter chatter and would like to just see what I'm doing and not have to listen to me at all, here is your opportunity to take that screenshot, and then you can skip to the end. Basically, I like fun folds, but I watched a post about, I think it was about, oh, Freddie, if you come on with me later, you'll remember this because you commented on it too, and I remember chuckling to myself over it because I totally sympathized with the view, which was, I don't like this. I don't like these fun folds. I'm tired of them. You know, there's so many people doing fun folds all the time. It's like, I'm tired of fun folds. Well, actually, I'm not. I love fun folds. They're fun. Hence the fun fold. Have I used that word already once? Probably. Today seems to be a repetitive type day for me. So anyway, you probably heard my dryer back there. I like fun folds, but frankly, a lot of you don't. So that's okay. We've got other things. Now, I actually got out an old set for this. We have a new stamp set coming in May when we get it, and it has cute flowers, but I actually like these flowers better. So I decided I'm going to get out my old one. This is Note of Nature or Nature's Harvest or something like that. I don't really remember, but I loved this cone flower, and I wanted to do some texture. So there you go. These are my little extras. This plaid paper is available still, I believe, and I just really wanted something vintage-like, and I got my old thistle stamp. You can't see it in that shot very well, but there's the thistles back there. I textured it with our textured embossing folder, and anyway, I really like this stamp. So that one is still on my desk. That's why it was there, but because I'm not done with it yet. In my Meadow Dies, I found out I've got this cone flower in here. I keep forgetting I have it, so I have that out to remind myself. You have that, you should use it. Now today I'm going to use pecan pie and soft succulent. This has been retired for some time, but I don't care. I really like that one. And so we're going to keep doing it. And this braided ribbon, this thick stuff, I really like it. It doesn't always function all that well, you know, for cards, you know, doesn't always. But I noticed my link on my Facebook page did not work. And so if you are ever trying to shop with me for Stampin' Up! Things, you will just have to find me. And I do really appreciate all the orders that I get. I don't get very many, but I do appreciate them when they come in. Thank you so much. You're kind of keeping me in business. Now today I'm going to use, this is also, I've got a lot of retired things I'm using right now because I don't have my pre-order, and actually when I get my pre-order, it's probably going to be 8 weeks after that, and unless I've ordered something else, I'm going to be reusing things because there just weren't as many things in the catalog that I wanted this time around, mostly because I just have so many things. And I am going to be using those things. Other people don't so much, but I just figure if you already have it, why buy another one? This Spanish stamp set has not been available for who knows how long, but I really liked it. I'm probably one of the few that got it. It was actually with the Unbounded Love set. Do I have that one? I don't think I ever ordered it in English. Oh, I did. Here it is right here. So here's the English version of it, which, you know, the titles here don't exactly match these, so you can't just write them up. So I went on and wrote them out. Some of them I knew because they're pretty obvious, but many of them I didn't. And I need to ask my daughter, are these actually good translations for this? Is this how a native Spanish speaker speaks? Of course, that depends on what region of the world or country you come from. I understand that, but basically my, you know, California Mexican family, I'd like to know if this is something that is even close. I'd like to know. I assume it is. Stampin' Up! Is pretty careful about that, but you know, mistakes happen. I really like this You're a True Blessing. This is the one that I really wanted in Spanish. And here it is. Eres una bendición. You are a blessing. I love that. Okay, so that's probably the one I will use today. But there's a whole bunch on here. Very nice Spanish sentiments. And this came with a bunch of labels and you know, some little flowers in the dies. But they were labels, and I put those elsewhere. So anyhow, it was a really nice set. So I bought it in both English and Spanish. I'm telling you this just to let you know that in the new catalog that's coming out, there is a new Spanish sentiment set, and I like it better because it actually is more phrasing, but it has different fonts within the phrase. Okay, not just as a whole phrase in one font, but as a phrase. Let me see if I can find one that's similar to what I'm talking about. Like my old Springtime Stroll, you've got one kind of font and another kind of font. I like that. I like that. Now this Springtime Stroll, very old. I have it right here because I happen to like that one a lot. So I'm going to get my cardstock out. This is soft succulent. I might use some crumb cake, although probably not, and pecan pie. So those are the colors, because this is a, you know, nice natural looking pictures. They are very small. That's actually good, because then that means your dies can be pretty small and fit in your thing. Now let me see here. If you're doing an accordion fold, you cannot have anything sticking out all that much. So I've got this little tiny arch one, although I doubled it up because these are pretty long, but I'll keep it out. Everyday arches, I think it's temporarily not available. Sorry, but you gotta buy things quick. It probably will come back, but there's never a guarantee. The keys and locks are in tags to go. I did not buy this stamp set, but I loved the little keys and locks, and there's this cute little pocket. Really liked it. Now this one is too small for these images, even the lighthouse, but I did like the idea of the locks and keys. So cute. I don't know if I'm going to use it today, but I do really like them. So we'll see. I might cut one out just so you can see how easy they pop out. You will need some layering dies. So I've got my old squares that I can just decide which one am I going to use. Okay, I've got my rectangles. Actually, I might want to use my stitched squares, so I'll get those out. Those layering squares, I kind of prefer stitched myself. And where's my ovals? There they are. So I've got ovals, so I'll need a little oval. So I wanted a little oval, a little square, and an arch. So I got you right over here, and now we're going to get started, okay? All right, now first of all, before we get started, I forgot to tell you the paper is pretty important. This is Woven Textures. This is available, because I keep checking, because I've used quite a bit of it, but it's really been one of my favorites. It's got this nice wicker in here. Isn't that beautiful? And it's gray toned. Love that. And then the pecan pie and almost a cinnamon, our old cinnamon cider, I'd say, almost. You could, if you had it left over. Your espresso, early espresso would probably work with it. I haven't really looked at the colors, but I bet early espresso, there you go. Oh, basic beige. Now basic beige, I'd be more careful on that one. That one for me has turned out to have a light, sort of a little bit of a greenish cast to it. And you can see that quite plainly in this shot of my basic beige. So Yeah, that was basic beige for these little Queen Anne's lace, and I wanted kind of greenish there, but not everybody does. So anyhow, we're gonna get out some white. We're gonna just stamp these first, and then, because I said I would wait till the end. If you're waiting to see the fun fold, you're struggling listening to this, and I don't have any sympathy. Many of us who like fun folds are like majorly into just the cards, okay? We're just all about making cool cards for our family, our friends. And so because we make so many of them, they you know, you're always looking for something new and different. And I think that's how, I could be wrong. I'm like no genius. But I think that's one reason so many of us that like fun folds do, because it takes extra work and time to do those. Like seriously, sometimes lots of extra work and time. So I do think that this is Tuxedo Black, by the way. I'm going to use my alcohol inks, so you're going to want to make sure you have plenty of good strong ink that's not going to be spreading around when you start coloring, because you could do pencils, in which case you could do anything you want. But if you're going to do water with your pencils, you will have to use StazOn, but make sure you have StazOn cleaner, since it ruins your stamps. Okay, so I'm just going to position each of these around, making sure I have plenty of room to do my die cutting with these. But yeah, you know, since we make so many cards, we really can't afford the luxury of listening to a whole lot of chitter chatter, because otherwise I'd only listen to one card thing maybe in a week or two a week. And I actually like to see a lot of different things that people are doing, because they're so good at this. There is absolutely nothing that you've seen that you like that you cannot find on YouTube, you know? And I love that. That's very nice of people to do all these free tutorials like I'm doing right now for you. It's very nice of us. We don't have to do this. I don't make any money on this. But I like doing it because it's fun. And I learned how to do it mostly by watching these. I mean, when I started, the internet wasn't even a tool to use. So it wasn't an option then. But I only learned like the super basics of card making. I didn't learn very many basics because I couldn't afford to buy many things, and you didn't get a class unless you were buying things, really. I mean, that's just life. So now we can show all of these wonderful things and not ask you to buy anything. I mean, we can ask, but not expect. And it's okay. I'm glad people are making things and sending stuff to the people that they know, because that's helping to keep many people connected and encouraged, and that's good. All right, so we've got all these out. But having said that, then, okay, frame scenes. Buy this from me. It's not very much, and I will appreciate it. If you have a big order, for anybody who sends me like $150 order or more, for every $60, you get a little stamp, a little crow stamp on my Crow Rewards card. If you're doing less than that, though, I just say thank you very much. If it's if it's 150 or so, you most likely will be able, I better not cut that until I got my dies in order. Let's color this. You know, I'm going to send you something if you send me a $150 order. Now for the tree house, I did want this to have a nice sponged sky background. In fact, I did that really for this one too. I didn't for that or that, but I did want it for this. So let's grab out, I'm going to get one of my little tiny ones here, and we're going to go ahead and do a sponging of some ink. I didn't, oh, sorry, my chair was really loud when I moved it. I like to use Soft Sky. It's a long time ago stamp, or ink, I should say. Let me find it. Where are you? Soft Sky. Anything will work. It's just that this is a very, very, very light pool party, really. It was called Soft Sky, and that's what I like. It's very soft. So I can't really ruin it too much because it's not gonna be too strong. And I don't need a lot around here. And in the one that I did for my card, I believe I put some yellow in it, and you know, I went a little bit more on it than I would probably on this one just because I'm in a rush. But I do like to have a few color, you know, two maybe 3 colors in a sky. And if you wanted to put any little clouds in there, that's pretty easy to do. You just do a little cloud mask and you've got a nice little cloud. You know, like just tear a little cloud from a sticky note. Now again, anything that you see somebody do, you can find a technique for it. I've done it, other people have done it. It's easy to find. You just Google what you're looking for, you will find it. Or go to YouTube and just type into the YouTube search and you got it. Okay, I am gonna go ahead and just do all of these. I didn't on the cover of my other one. I don't think I wanted any blue on this one on my other card, but we're gonna go for it here. Boy, the wind has come up again. Is the wind supposed to be blowing like this today? I thought we were gonna have wind one day this week, but I didn't think it was today. Hopefully it will go away because I can't ride my bike in this wind, and it's normally not windy like this here. And I'm tired of it. I mean, like seriously tired of it. Because every time I go to ride my bike, it seems like the wind is blowing. Today's a nice day too. It's nice and warm, and it hasn't been. So, wow, it's a good day. Good day. I am gonna get out some greens. Mostly what I'm using are greens. So we've got granny apple green, we've got some blue spruce and soft succulent, I've got some soft seaside spray, and that looks like mostly what I've got going. I've got some, this is probably ivory and maybe a little crumb cake. We're gonna use that, a little pool party. This looks like soft seaside spray, but maybe a real toned down version of it. Okay, so those are just the colors I'm gonna hunt for and get out. I might have to sneak in. We'll see. There's soft seaside spray. Oh, soft sea foam. That's what that is. I've got 2 because one's running out and one's good. Strong strength, regular strength, and I keep those for a while because it helps me to get the right shading that I want. Let's see. Oh, just jade. That's an old one. I might have used that. Lost Lagoon's pretty good. Call Me Clover's pretty good too. There's the light one. And oh, Shy Shamrock, you're too bluish. I do want some shaded spruce. There you are. Shaded spruce. I really like the light shaded spruce. I use that one quite a bit. Now I think for my greens and for the browns, I'm going to get all these pens out, but I'm also going to be using my pencils. The pencils are going to be the ones that are going to give me a lighter shade probably. Okay, so we've got ivory and bronze. And I want something very light. I might get my warm 32 out, or warm 2. Here's my pumpkin pie. Or eat Earth 00. Probably get you out. And then let's see what we've got in the blues. We'll get pool party out, and I think that will do. Okay. I love to color. I hope you do too, because we're going to have some fun coloring. You can use your pencils. Like I said, you could even use a paintbrush and use your inks here, you could use mostly just these and some pencils and get a really nice effect. I did not do this on watercolor paper, so even though I just thought that might have been quite nice, I didn't do it, so I'm not doing it. Where is that pool party? There you are. So we're going to start with this pool party, and this house is going to be pool party here. Okay, I'm not going to put the camera down. It's going to be, I guess I could a little bit, but you know, I'm not going to, this is not going to be like super careful. I'm not going to be too careful here. Oh, I needed something, I wanted something gold there. It kind of, I needed something gold to just really stand out on the roof. And I think I used our wild wheat. This is actually, is this a retiring one? Because I really like wild wheat. It's a color that I just don't use very much, but I do really like it. So we're gonna put it on here. It's a very autumn type color. Okay, there we go. And then when you put that in there, I think the color, I used some kind of gold that was more gold, but that's actually pretty good. I don't need that one. I don't think again. All right, and then let's use some light old olive. It's a little dark, so we're gonna go ahead and just do this. Get some of that in there. We're gonna do it here and there and here. So I'm just kind of staying with the same kind of trees and putting in the darker color first. What is that? Let's look. Is that trees or mountains? Those are trees. Okay. All right, I should have done my pool party for the water while I had this out. You can see this one's kind of running out a little bit, and I actually do like to keep those going that way. I'm gonna come down here quite a bit because I don't know how far my dye is gonna go. No more water. Nope, there's some more water down here. I'm going to use the light one here. Again, pool party. And a little bit of darker there. And we want to, you know, my brain's like jumping all over the place here. Let's try to rein it in. I need some gray because I want... Or do I want, no, I'm going to use ivory for the tower here, and I kind of want that reflected in the water there. So that's kind of why my brain was going there. I do want crumb cake. I don't have any crumb cake out. Let me grab crumb cake. There you are. I want crumb cake more here. Like you. Okay. All right, very good. And we're gonna use, oh, I didn't use this one on there, so I'm not gonna finish this one out. I don't think. Maybe I will. Let's look here. Oh, I've got too many pens and they're falling on the floor. All right. So just before coming on here, I was wondering, what are the best games now? Because we used to play games with our kids, like board games, you know. And we don't anymore. So I was kind of because they don't live with us, you know. I was wondering what kind of board games are popular ones, and I'm glad I looked it up because it was very entertaining. to see what are popular. I don't know if these are popular. They came up as a search option. That doesn't necessarily mean they're popular. One was called Senior Moments. Now, that sounds pretty funny to me, but on the other hand, it might be insulting. I don't know. I thought that sounded pretty entertaining. Okay, so this is a crumb cake that's really running out, but that is perfect because it's blending that and not adding too much to the color. It is very, very pale compared to normal, because here's one that's normal. Okay, so right now that running out one is pretty close to what that beige would be. If I have the beige, I don't even know if there is a beige, and if there isn't, if there is, I didn't see it. All right, so now we're gonna finish out those greens, but I'm gonna get some light sea foam to see what we can do with this, because I don't want it to be too olivey, you know, because I've got soft succulent as my color, so I don't want it to be too greeny of a green, too yellowy of a green, I mean. There we go, that's perfect. So all of these that I've done that way, I can just color over my soft sea foam. This is a full strength sea foam that I'm using. And it's coloring getting the old olive, the light old olive, to have a nice bluish tone, but it also is just enough of a contrast in color to help those highlights stand out a bit. I can hear the roar of the wind. It's just so strange. Normally I don't hear that stuff. I normally am listening to birds, and that's why I have my door open, in fact, is because it's nice enough to have my door open, and I would like to hear some bird calls out there, and that's normally what I would be listening to. This is Light Call Me Clover. It is very light. I'm going to use this, but I need something darker just to make sure that this is just jade, and I think you're going to do these highlights really well. And one reason I'm using these, the fat tip, I don't need a lot here. I just need some quick color in the dark little lines, just to give me, oh, those were going to be a different color, but they aren't now. Just to give me some contrast where the darker shading would be. If I was going to take my time, I'd be using the fine bullet tip and going nice and slow. But yeah, as you can see, it looks pretty good, even if you're not being nearly as careful as you might want to be. I better use the bullet tip for these parts. Also, the bullet tip part, I can see right now, is running out of ink more, and that's actually a good thing right now. It is going to be squeaky, sorry, but that's life. During this coloring portion, it's going to be squeaky. Very, very, very squeaky. All right, I think I'm going to add some green into this roof, even though it's not going to be green. And I'm going to do green for my shutters, my door, because this cute little cabin's going to have a little bit of extra color in it. Now, I would use my pencil for sure to get this lighter and not get out of the lines like I am right now. You can just do a really good job coloring instead of copying my sloppy version. I'm just trying to hurry it up. Oops, that should have been, we're gonna add some of this in here because I missed a spot and I needed to color it in, and so now we're just gonna turn that tree into something a little more there. All right. So what was the other one? There was another, another game that was really interesting called the Planted game. Okay, it had a picture of plants on it. I didn't look to see what it was. I was thinking, I like plants. What in the world? What kind of a game would be the Planted game? That sounds very intriguing. No idea. I like plants. I don't know. No one else does like I do, so, well, other than my neighbor. I've actually got 2 neighbors now that are gardeners. And you can tell a gardener right away by how many plants she left from the last place she lived. Or, in the case of the one who's lived here a long time, how many seeds she starts every year, which is a pretty good number. Pretty good number. I don't do any seed starting anymore. Like, I decided I wasn't doing gardening anymore. Just couldn't do it. Too much work. But it is hard. It's hard for old habits to die. And so it's been kind of nice to be able to watch my neighbor do gardening. I can vicariously enjoy it through her. Okay, so there's the bridge, there's the road. This is the platform, the ladder, the swing. Okay, so I've got, you know, most things kind of colored, but not maybe as much as I'd sort of like. So let's just go back over a few things here and change it up a little. Oh, my lighthouse, I kind of want to have something more. So I'm going to go ahead and grab out my pencils. The lighthouse detail is too small to do with any pen. The markers would be small enough, but they would be so dark you wouldn't even see what you got. So I'm going to go ahead and get my Misty Moonlight. Oh no, this is Night of Navy. That will work though. We're going to get Night of Navy out here and just go over my little lighthouse platform like this. And I think I'm going to do this roof with that, the sill, the bridge. Oh, come on. My pencil's not wanting to, it's collapsing on me. I'm going to do this platform, and that. I'm just adding in a little bit of other color just to get it to stand out a bit. And then I want some reddish on that. Nothing too distinctive, just something a bit on the red. Gray would work too, but I think I'll go ahead with a red. This one is real red. I'm going to do that there. Actually, I'm going to use gray on that. I think I will use gray on these too. Red really stands out. I don't have any red in that paper. There is a lot of gray, so let's go with gray. That's basic gray. Good. All right, so here's my basic gray. I'm going to do the underpinnings here with basic gray. My rocks, color those in. Some of the bricks, the edge of the road. Okay. My tree trunks even that I didn't color in, I'm going to do my lighthouse just a bit. And these stones. Okay, so you can see I did a very slipshod, haphazard job coloring, but it still looks pretty good. I'm not at all unhappy with how that turned out. I didn't do any sentiments on, there's not room, except for this one. So that one is this one. I've got You Mean the World to Me in pecan pie, and I am using this, but I need to see what die I'm gonna use to see where it's gonna fit in there. So I'm just grabbing, these are retired, long ago retired. put you up so you've got a whole view. This is the big one, and that's gonna have to work. And it's got to fit in that space. So I was gonna do this Eres una bendición. Right here. I think I'm gonna have to separate out the sentiment. Let's see if it will fit. I think it will just barely. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do it. I'm gonna fit it in there. It will just barely fit. Right there. Oh, I love it. That's perfect. Cute. Now, if you are like me and you don't really speak Spanish, if you're using these things for your Spanish-speaking friends and family, make sure you put a little sticky note in the back of your card that tells you what these sentiments say, because otherwise it's quite difficult to figure out later what in the world you meant. And then we're going to do one other one for the inside. This is the little tag that's in the die one. I think Your True Blessing is actually what I've done here. So I will need a different one for here. Do I have You Mean the World to Me on this? I'm kind of thinking maybe it's here. Maybe. That's funny. I've got a Just For You. That would be good. We might use the Just For You on the inside because it's an up and down one. That'll work. All right. So now I'm going to just move all of my pins to the side. That's going to be a big job putting those away later. Big job. Okay, another game is called Jinx. Now, I've heard of that one. I might have played it. I don't think so. But it's possible. Who's played that one? Do you like it? Because I'm just curious about that one. All right, now I'm going to let's do the die cut for all of these. And the key is, if you've got these all on one sheet like this, you've got to be sure you've got room for everything. So I'm going to take out that die again. I'm going to put it right here and cut around. So I kind of know how far I can go. And we've got this one right here. There's those grackles. I can hear those out there. They're pretty loud. I went to the park this morning after working out and walked around there for an hour, and man, those grackles were really loud down there. I did see a bunny finally today. Oh, he was so cute. I really like the bunnies. I was wondering where they were because normally I would have seen them already, and I only saw one. I haven't seen any today this year except for that one. They're so cute. Okay. And then a little square for this one. Too small. Too big. Try a different one. Just right. Okay, so we're going to do this little guy right here. Turn it over. See, these are the perfect size for little. Let's see. I don't want this to be crooked, so let's turn it like that. I really like these little images. They're cute. If you've got good paper that you're showing, you don't want the images to be too big, because it gets really hard to figure out, how to really make that work. I need another oval for the lighthouse, so I'm not sure which one. I'm gonna take my paper here and lay it right here. Let's see which oval we can use. That one's pretty good. Let's see if a smaller one will work. I think I'm going to use this one. Right there. There's actually room for a sentiment right there. Or you could put little birds on it, little flying birds. Those would look good too. Anyway, I really like these little frames. Now they're frames. There's a framed set that comes with this if you buy a bundle. This comes as a bundle. That's why it's called framed scenes. They're cute little frames. But as you can see, I just didn't need them. I've got tons of frames. And so I didn't want the frames. Now I'm going to use this after I do something with that bridge. I'll use that, but I'm not sure how, and I'm going to throw that one to the side because it's not going on this card. I just need something for that. I could use the arch. I could use another oval, maybe the small oval, because my arch I will have to double cut to get it the right size. And to avoid that, I'm just going to do another oval, because the arches just are a little too long and I don't want to take the extra time to do it. And they're not available right now anyway, so there you go. I will need some white for that tag, and I think I can use this little section. Oh, there's another little section right there. So let's grab that tag out. What was it called again? My locks and keys. Let me see where it is. Tags to go. That's what it's called. Tags to go. And it does have a little hole in the top for these, the pocket and all. Very cute. That's right there. All right. Okay, so now we've got all of our little pieces. The keys you're going to want to do in gold. The lock and the keys. There's a couple of keys. There's actually a few. This little tiny one. That would be a good silver one. But let me grab a piece of gold scrap. Gold cardstock and silver cardstock. Oh boy, where are you? Because you're not really in order for me here. Haha, there you are. Got gold right there. A little scrap of it right there. Perfect. So here's my key. There's the lock. Another key. While I'm doing this, I might as well do with this other key as well. And now you'll see how easy those. Now this is a thicker cardstock, and the gold, all of the metallics have like a little plastic under there to kind of keep it, you know, secure, really good and secure. So I'm running it a few times, as you can tell, just to make sure that cut really good, and it did. And now I'm gonna just lift those out. There's that little key. Here's my little pieces. Get rid of my scraps. Oh, those are all in there. Let me grab a pokey. Get this little pokey out. Here's that. I'm gonna just toss you down. And eventually, oh, did I lose it? Oh, my goodness, I did. Oh no. Whew, scared me. Oh, come on. Usually they just fall out. Well, I rolled it too many times. It's not. I'll have to let me grab my roller. So, oh, that one came out. Good. So we've got that one out. We've got that one out. We've only got these two. Those are the keys. So naturally, those were a little harder. Where's my... is my, where did I put my roller brush? Oh, there you are. I love organizing things better. It seems like I always think I can find some better way to organize, and then every time I ever do that, I'm like, seriously, where is my stuff? I've lost it. So there's that one. Just with these little tiny dies, that little key, it's tiny. Don't lose these dies. Put those away real fast before it gets lost. Tags to go. Very cute. All right, I need that right in the front of my collection. All right, so another one that was an interesting one to me was called Hues, H-U-E-S, Hues and Cues, C-U-E-S. There was a pattern of different colors on it, and I was thinking that doesn't sound interesting. Okay, so are these like specialty games for crafters or what? For the accordion fold, your base card. Oh, my little tag, he came out. I needed to cut one of those too, but that's okay. Oh, the pocket. I did the pocket with pecan pie. Okay. See, you could put a little Bible verse in there. Wouldn't that be cute? All right, accordion fold. I got mixed up. This is the accordion fold. So this is the inner part. I'm not going to cut that first. I'm going to cut the outer card, the base outer card first. So we're going to do that one from pecan pie. It is 9 inches. So we got to cut this side 9 inches by 6.5. And then we're scoring it at 5.5. Let me grab out. First of all these little pieces are going to get lost unless I find a spot for you right now. All right. So pecan pie, 9 inches. This side's a little bit banged up, so we'll cut that one off. 9 inches, and then 6.5 right there. And we're going to turn it again and score it at 4.5. Oh, I cut it. You know what? I am not fixing it. I have to. I cut it pretty good. Oh my goodness. I've got more scraps now in my pecan pie paper packet in my scrap stash. And you know what? It's okay because I didn't have very much in there. Now I do. All right, now let me grab another one. We'll do it again. It's not a big deal. It's just slightly annoying is all. All right, so 9 inches. We'll try that again. This time, make sure you've got the right blade. Okay, 9 inches by 6.5. Okay, and then we're going to score it. This time, score it now at 5.5. No, 4.5. That would be this blade. And there we go. Okay, now we're going to do the accordion fold with, I thought I had soft succulent in here. Well, I don't. This looks like, I have no idea what it is, but it actually looks like it's going to match it okay, so I'm going to just use it. Looks like Pear Pizzazz, maybe? I don't know. I thought I was bringing in soft succulent. Did I use soft succulent to stamp with? No, I didn't, so we're good. We are just going to use this instead of soft succulent. That's interesting. Whatever. All right, so now for the accordion fold, we are going to do it 10. Okay, so 10 inches. Get it right there. 10 inches by 6 1/4. Okay, 6 1/4. And now we're going to score the long side several places. We're going to start at 2 inches. Make sure that score blade's up there. Score at 2 inches and 3 inches and 4 inches. You got it. There is a pattern going here. And 5 inches and 6 inches and 7 inches. See how easy this is? I love that. And 8 inches, and you are done. That is your accordion fold. It is so simple, even I can do it. So now what you're going to do is start at the ends. Use your bone folder. This one's going to fold towards you, making a valley fold. This one also is going to fold towards you, making a valley fold. And now you're going to accordion fold it. So this one becomes a mountain fold. The next one is another valley fold. Another mountain fold. Valley. And then another mountain fold, and you're good, done. Another game was called Really Loud Librarians. Oh, I just typed in, you know, best games. It was just weird that these came up. Now I'm going to put this right here and here. You want it to stretch out a bit. It will close. It'll be fine. So just make sure it's closed. I'm going to do one side at a time so that I get this right. Because sometimes if I just stick it in and close it and fold it, one side tips, and that's real annoying when that happens. So put your glue on here. And we're going to leave a nice little border around the edge. Right, like that. Okay, I'm going to close this up. This is going to go like that. I do want it to close. So I'm going to put my glue on here. And make sure it's down and close. And now I'm going to hold it down. Make sure that glue's really good before you release it. And then you will have your accordion fold. And then we're going to just cut our paper and we'll be almost done. So you've got all of the, I didn't do all the tags yet in the pocket and all that, but we will. All right, isn't that cute? Very nice. All right, now what you're going to do is you're going to want to cut all of these little strips of paper. I use just these 2. And actually, I forgot. I need a big green one for here. Did I write it on here? No, I didn't. So let's measure this out. This was 4.5. So we're going to want to do this at 4 inches, maybe a little bigger, and 6.5. No, is that right? 6.5? Yeah, 6.5. So 6 1/4. 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, so I need another green. This is going to tell me what kind of green I had. I'm going to look at Pear Pizzazz. I bet you that was Pear Pizzazz. I think I've got some in here. I do. Yep, that was Pear Pizzazz. So 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. So we'll go 6 1/4 first. By 4 1/4. And I actually did a nice little die cut edge for that, just to make it a little extra special, but you don't have to. I did a little die cut edge. I'm not going to do that this time. We're going to just glue this on. I think if it were me, I would like to, and it is me, so let's just do it. I really like texture. You know, of all the things that are good crafting things to do that give you a variety of, oops, I need that for my other things, so let's leave that there. I do think that, I think there are some tools that are just much more useful than others. And I believe that the embossing folders are like one of the best values you can get. They give you so many cool things to do. So I'm going to grab out my Tasteful Textile. This is an old one that I use all the time. Tasteful Textile. It just gives me a little bit of texture, and there's lots and lots of different ones. I'm sure we have some kind of textile or texture-y type embossing folder, and I don't even know what it is. I don't know what it is because I think Tasteful Textile is one of my favorites, so I just keep using it over and over again. I think I used it on those other cards too. See how nice that is? Now this one is just not quite enough. I'm going to run it through just on this edge because it just barely missed that. But we do have some folders right now that are super big, and those definitely get it all. Oops, it fell out. Let's do it again. It fell out. How did I manage that? Go. All right, there you go. Now we've got our little texture, and that was actually extra textured right there. I'll smooth that out. So, Tasteful Textures, old but goodie. Of all the craft things, let's see, inks are your, again, just all of these inks, they give you the ability to color with watercolor. You can just stamp solid and not, and you can get all kinds of different crafting things done with just ink. So ink and embossing folder. Let's see, what are the other things that are good craft extenders? If you don't have like a ton of money and you don't need pencils, I think the pencils are better economy-wise than the pens. But the pens are a lot more fun to use. And you can get more effects with them. But, you know, for just fun. I think also just water. Using water with your stuff, you can get all kinds of great effects with water. Alcohol inks, those like the pens, or even alcohol inks, I think you can get just an alcohol ink in a spray bottle and you can get some pretty good effects. Okay, now I'm going to put this away and get out the DSP. Again, this DSP is available, so go in, find Kathy Crow from Springfield, and then you can order. I'm going to use this one. I think the length is correct already on that direction. And then this is the reverse side, so I'm using that. That's all I'm using. I'm just using this sheet. But again, it has this wonderful linen with a wicker, more of a kind of a basket weave and the linen. I love that linen. It's so pretty. And then this is, again, was what I'm using. I bought 2 packs of this paper, and it came. That's why you're seeing so many, even though I've used it a bunch, because it's the kind of paper I'll use forever. It's not gonna wear out on me. All right, so let's see what the dimensions are here. I want to do a border, but I don't need it to be too big. I actually made these a little smaller than I wanted. So these were about a little more than 1.5. I think I would have liked them to be maybe 1 3/4. Let's try 2 inches and see what we get. Okay, so I'm gonna go with 2 inches. 1 and 2 of those. And the length is 6 inches. Okay, so 2 inches. And 2, that's gonna be a little bit larger than I want, but I'm gonna go with it. Okay, so I'm gonna put 2 of these here like this, or this way, doesn't matter, either way. But this paper is so pretty. Makes it nice to be able to use something that you don't have to stamp. If you're in a rush, it makes things easier. And when I'm doing a fun fold, I definitely like to have DSP. It's oftentimes why I go to a fun fold anyway. It's the paper is really pretty and I want to display it. And so a fun fold gives you a lot more surfaces to do that with. Okay, so we've got that as our front, and then each one of these is needing a little bit of paper. This is 2 inches, so I guess I already know that I'm gonna wanna do this at 1 3/4. So 1 3/4 and 1 3/4. And then we're gonna put that here. Okay, and again, the length is 6 inches. Got one here. Like that. And this one, like this. I think one of the other craft things that I like to use a lot are a spray. I have it right by my desk, a spray bottle, because I said water, but actually, you know, you'd be surprised with ink what you can do with a spray bottle. And you can get, without actually making paper, you can make paper that looks like you made it. If you use water and rough it up, there's some really cool things you can do with that. Now, for this one, oh, I did it backwards. I actually didn't want to do it that. I wanted to put the other one there or here. Too late. So now these are 1 inch, so we want these all to be about 3/4, maybe a little bit more, but we'll start. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know that I can get 6. I definitely can't, so we'll see. But we'll go 3/4 since I'm kind of running out. There's 1. That seems pretty skinny. No, that'll be perfect. So 3/4 of an inch. 1, 2. Oops, that one was crooked. 3. 4. 5 and almost 6. Let's leave one out. I don't know that I'll get to that one. We're gonna do the brown on the inside. I'm gonna start here because I'm not sure the quality of all of those pieces. Because I know I got one slightly crooked in there. When I was cutting it, it wasn't quite straight in the track. Oh, that's the crooked one. Let's put the crooked edge on the inside. Now that I'm using a crooked one, I can use them all. So it's less noticeable on the inside. All right. Okay. Come on. Oh, good. It sounds like the wind's maybe calmed down just a tiny bit out there. That would be nice. It's beautifully warm. I'm gonna go ride my bike down to the park. When I went to, I told you, I went down to the park, spent an hour down there. It was really beautiful. And saw that they have, I didn't think they did, they had the spicy viburnums. What are those spicy carciphalum? I don't know. I forget what it's called. It's CACER. I just forget. I used to know these things. Like, I don't think about it anymore, so I don't remember. But it's. Can I do it there? I think so. Because I don't really want to stick this here, but I could. Maybe I will. I might as well. It's a bit on the skinny side. I'll use it on the other one. I didn't think they had any of those. I saw all the viburnums here for the last 3 years that I've been going down to that park a lot. Maybe 4 years now. And they were all the unscented viburnums, which are pretty and all that, but they're not scented. Why would I, you know? Why would I have one if there's a scented one, and why would I buy the unscented? I do have 2 or 3, but that's because they came with the house. I wouldn't have bought them. And anyway, I didn't think they had any down there. I didn't know why. Some people don't like scented plants, and they're very strong. They smell super, super strong, and it's a scent that, you know, not everybody would really like. So I assumed that was the reason. Whoever was the purchaser of those just didn't like the strong scent, and so did not plant any of those, but they do have them. I just was apparently never down there when they were in bloom. How could that be? But it was. Okay, so this is going to go on the front like this, but you need a nice pecan pie border. So I don't need my crumb cake, although crumb cake would work. You know, it would work, but I'm going to go ahead and stick with my pecan pie. I shouldn't have put all those away because I need that now. Where are you? There you are. Find the piece that I flubbed. Where are you? There you are. Okay, this one. I'm gonna just tear that and use that because I don't think in here these are just the labels. I guess I do need the pocket. So what we're gonna do is take the oval, the largest oval out. That's that one. Oh, did I do that one? I did. That means I need a larger one, so I think I have one. Let's see now. Which one? That one right there. So that one is the one we need. And we're going to cut that. Oh, I don't need you. You can stick that right there. And the pocket piece is actually pretty large. I think I'll need my other scrap for that. So I found, because I had smelled it down there for the last couple of times I've gone, and I'm thinking, where are these plants? I smell you all over the garden. It's got to be here. Well, the last time I was there, I did spy it up by the building, and the scent was just wafting down to me. I was positive that was what it was. So I remembered that and went to check it out. Oh, sure enough, I think they just pruned it wrongly. Maybe, too late in the season. It was a big plant. It's big, super big. So I do think that they just pruned it the wrong time of the year, the other times, and that's why I didn't think they had one, because they pruned all of the blooms off. But oh boy, whoever is pruning things right now, they are doing such a fabulous job. Now this is just a very little pocket. It's so cute. This little pocket is adorable. So a little tag, it's a little pocket. I mean, you can't go wrong with little tags and little pockets. Okay, so there's our little pocket. And then you're gonna just take it and put a tiny bit of glue on here. Just a tiny bit to get that pocket to stay. And I need to get my clips so you can stay sealed up while I'm finishing up here. Okay, so there's our little pocket. And then we needed, oh, the little hearts. Those little hearts are so cute. That's just this little piece right here. I do like the little hearts. Right there. Did I use 3? Just 3. Perfect. You get just 3 little hearts. So cute. Oops, one fell out. Ah, you fell out. This is the trouble, they fall out. Fell in my machine and where did you go? No. Let's close you up and see if you're in here. Where did you go? I don't see you. So we'll have 2 hearts. Okay, 2 hearts. And I might see the other one. You never know. Sometimes they show up. And let's get rid of you. We need one more of these tack. No, this little tack. This little one is the one going in the pocket. So let's just do that. And we'll do it right there. And there we go. So then I went down to the lilacs. There's 2 nice big white bushes. They actually have more than 2, but they're all white. So I had to have my own lilacs. They don't have any purple ones down there. I don't know why they don't, but they don't. And so anyhow, while I was down there, sure enough, I could smell it. I've been smelling those, wondering why. I thought it was maybe a different plant. But no, they actually have like 4 of them, maybe even 5. I think I planted 2, thinking they didn't have any. And now I kind of wish I hadn't, because I mean, 1 is fine, but I don't need 2. I was thinking they didn't have any, and I really like that scent, and they only bloom the 1 time, and it was totally unnecessary to have 2 of them. So we're going to just attach this with our dimensionals, not minis. There we go. Wow, this is a new sheet. It takes so long for me to get through one of these. Like, I'm always shocked when I have a brand new sheet. Okay. Oops, how come you're not sticking? Oh, that's weird. The backing is coming off with my, wow. I don't know what's going on there, but anyway, those are all stuck down. What? Why aren't you sticking? Oh, because the same issue. That's so weird. Sometimes you get a defective thing. If you do, just demand a new one. This, I'm just going to remember. It's only this 1 sheet. It comes 3 sheets in a pack, and I think this is the last one. Maybe it's just old. It's possible. Okay, so that's going right there. Isn't that cute? And then you're going to take all of these little ones and stick them in here. We've got one there. We've got one here. Where's the other? Where did I put it? I thought I did another. In fact, I know I did another. I did another oval. And then our little, this is going to go here. I'm gonna take some twine and put it here and put a sentiment on it, or you could leave it to write on. I think actually I'm gonna leave it to write on. I'm gonna put my 2 little hearts here. Oops, no. Okay, 1 little heart here, stay, and 1 little heart here, stay. Okay, right there. And if I find the other heart, I'll put the other heart. I'm gonna put this one, this also needs its little twine right here, and then the little lock is gonna go on here with a dimensional. Let's put that on there. Sticky, yes. Oh, now here I do need a mini. I need minis on this little lock. Okay, right there. We're going to put you right there. And then I'm going to glue the bottom of that right there. Good. No glue sticking out. You don't want any glue on the, you know, sticking out where it's going to grab something it shouldn't be grabbing. I need to stamp this before I can do my twine and glue that down. And then my key, I'm going to just put my little key right here. I'm going to glue that down. Oh. Cute, cute, cute. And I'm going to put this guy on the front. There. This one I'll put down here, like that. Oh. And we need the one more right here. Okay, I've got an extra key. So why did I do it like that? I don't really know that I like it like that. I could put a key here. I've got 2 extra little, got this little teeny tiny key. That is so cute. I do like that. I might stick that on there. And then this needs to be just stamped, and then you're just going to stick it in the little pocket. I just need to find that other picture. I know it's here somewhere. I have got such a mess going here. Okay, we're cleaning it up so I can find my picture. It's not under. And I've got the extra, I know, it's got to be on the floor. Usually they're on the floor. When I'm all done, I look down for the thing that I searched all over for, and I find it on the floor. But I'm not seeing that little heart either. So there's probably just some kind of Bermuda triangle going on down here somewhere. Eating it all up. But where did you go? Oh, there you are right there. The little house. So cute. Okay, so take this away. And the little tree house. I like the little tree house. Very cute. So just a little glue on the side. You don't need much. It'll stay on there. Right there. Now they can't stick out too terribly far. If they stick out any further than this, they would stick out of the card. So you don't want that. So these, you want the little tiny labels, and that's why I like these little framed scenes. Perfect for this little accordion card, right? Okay, so all I need now is the twine and another stamp, and we're all set. And I think I'm gonna just use my green twine instead of my brown. So let's see what we've got here. I've got like an abundance of smaller ply, kind of trying to fall out and the fatter ply. So anyway, I don't need that much. We just need a little bit. Come on. Okay, so we'll put this one. This one's pretty big. Let's do this smaller one. Here. I saw somebody take, what did they do? For like a big fat ribbon. It was so brilliant. Oh, what is her name? She has these really fun, do you want to know a secret videos that she's doing on her Facebook page? Oh, they're so fun. She's really good. She's got all kinds of tips. Do you want to know how to do this or how to do that? Creatively somebody. They're so good. And so she did really super fat ribbon. If you're trying to get it through a hole, you just tie it with this other smaller twine and you use it and you just pull it right through. I just thought, you are so brilliant. That is wonderful. All right, so I don't need to use that technique, but I'm gonna, I hope, remember it because it was so smart. And she has so many of those. There's just a number of them. She must have been collecting tips for a long time. I'm not gonna stamp on this one. This one I'm gonna just use to write on. So I'm gonna just glue that down. And then this one, I think I might write a memory verse on this one because this one is so small. Wow, my pocket like got glued pretty shut there. Very good, okay. There, now we can shove it in there. So I can put I can write a Bible verse and stick it in there. I think that's what I'll do. I'm gonna only use some of this twine. I don't need that much. And then I'm gonna use it on one of those other keys. Okay, so now I don't have to even stamp it or anything because you're gonna just pull this in and out. So you could write a nice "Why you are such a blessing to me" thing in it. That would be nice. So that goes there. So cute. And this little key, I think we'll stick you there. Let's put a little twine on you. 2. Since I have it left over anyway. All right, I think I'm about done. What time is it? Oh, we went way too long, but that's okay. I bet Jeff is almost done with school. Maybe. So cute. Let's put a dimensional on that one. So pop it up just a bit. Okay, let's do that so the twine's going into the card rather than away, okay? All right, now once you've got it all folded, and it'll stay nice. It's easy to do. This is such a super fun fold. I love it. I hope you enjoyed it too. Thank you so much for watching me. You have a wonderful rest of your week, rest of your day. Be ready for that pre-order. Though we're already doing the pre-order. Be ready for your new catalog that's going to be coming to you soon. And I will see you next week. Maybe with something new. We'll see. I don't know. Bye.